You got to internalize it. You got to make it personal. What does the scripture say? When God gives you a vision, he said, write it down and make it plain. So I had to write it down and say that I'm impacting the world because that's what God called me. And when I introduced myself as a global teacher, I ain't never seen this lady again. She was like, what makes you a global teacher? Because she was an educator in the school system. What makes you a global teacher? And I said, well, I'm a global teacher because I speak around the globe and I teach. Oh, you go. Oh, and then she said, well, where you taught? Well, I said, I've been in Africa, I've been in India, I've been in South America. It was all virtual because it was during COVID. And then she said, oh, you're COVID global. I don't care how global I was, as long as I'm global. They ain't calling you, they calling me, right? And it was funny because after she heard me speak on the stage, she came back and said, hey, you think you could hook me up with being COVID global? After that, she talked, but it doesn't matter what she saw. Ain't no shame, because I can't help that you got poor vision. I know what God told me. I internalized it for me. There are stages that I have to walk on that I feel like I'm unqualified because I'm running around and my pocket is empty right now, but he's showing me how to do great things with no money so that when I get money, I'm in the book. But you got to see yourself differently. I've been preaching since I got up here. So we said you got to see like you never saw before. You got to hear like you never heard before. You got to internalize that thing to the point that you believe that thing, because you will never pursue what you do not believe. That's why the next letter is F, faith. Now, we over-spiritualized faith. Because the moment I say faith to you, you're going to say, faith is the substance of things that hope for and the evidence of things that's not seen. That is what faith is. It's not what faith does. And if you're looking at the definition of what faith is and you're trying to apply does to what is, it's not enough. So I'm going to give you a simplified definition of faith that works wherever you are. Faith is the corresponding, suitable, and appropriate action to what you are believing God for. I can tell what you believe God for based off of what you are doing. You broke and disgusted and want to start an empire, you better talk to Dr. Tabitha. And then listen to what you're not going to do that's trademarked by her in the speaker. Is waste my time and still be broke, because that means if you broke, we broke. I'm not trying to stay with broke people. I take broke people and make them rich, right? We're not going to waste that time. The faith is if you're going to sit down with a Dr. Tabitha, and she says you need a budget, and you need a budget for now, and you need a new budget for your next level, and then faith is telling me that you're doing what she said do. Corresponding, suitable, appropriate action to what you are believing for. Faith without works is dead. Do you realize how much wisdom and biblical principle? We should be all walking on solid gold roads in our house like Shaq in China. I saw Shaq in China and I was a little jealous at his penthouse. He said, I had all this gold and I didn't know what to do with it, so I just melted it down and made banisters in my house. But we can do that, but we have to position ourselves. You can't position yourself for something new and continue to do old behavior. I wish I had a hoop, because that would have been a hoop moment right there. I wish I could say, faith. Sorry, the motivational Chris came out there. And the last letter is T, transition. You got to take all those things. You got to see like you never saw before. You got to hear like you never, not heard me, you heard me? You got to hear like you never heard before. You got to internalize what God gave to you and personalize it and make it your own vision. You got to have faith to do what you are doing, even though you don't see what you're doing is giving you any progress. But every day that I'm here, I'm meeting a different person. If it wasn't for the relationships that I've met and the people that I've connected to, the community that I connected myself to, I could call out, Dr. Sean. I can call out Dr. Wynn. I can call out Dr. Shannon. I can call out a Shea Brown, a Dr. Tabitha. All these people, Dr. McKent, Dr. Arsetcha, all them doctors, and I'm still not a doctor yet. But when I look at that, I see all those connections, and I say, ooh, this is where we can be. We move faster together because we are going, and we've aligned our faith to a mission of impacting the world. If you are called to be global and you dealing with local, it ain't enough. You got to shift your community. And what did Peter do? He immediately saw what Jesus did for him, because Jesus changed his tax bracket in a second, because he was willing to hear and do. If all you heard was prosperity from my mouth, you've missed the purpose, because that's not what my focus was. Prosperity is a tool that is to help you get to a different level. It is a resource that feeds and funds you to the next level. It is the highest form of what God has for your provision. But if you don't hear from God, you ain't seeing from God, you ain't hearing from God, you ain't making it personal, and you don't have faith to believe, you'll never transition in what God has for you. Say, I will shift. Say, I will shift into what God has for me. I'm Chris Hampton, champ I am, and I hope this was a blessing to you.